Okay. That didn't work. Let's see. What about? I wonder if when I muted it over here, maybe? Let's see. Oh, I think I heard something. Okay. I think you guys are going to be able to hear now. All right, we're doing it. We're all here. Hi. Welcome to Startup Grounds. I'm your host, Faith Mariah. This is the show where I drink coffee and we talk about goals, and also I can't ever get my microphone to work. Welcome. I feel, yes, thank you. Yes, presenting Faith Mariah. Hi. All right, let's restart. Welcome to Startup Grounds. This is the show where I drink coffee and talk about goals. I don't have coffee today. Usually I drink energy drinks, but today I'm on Coke Zero. I was saying, I think like I feel bad about this because I'm back on the Coke Zero. I'm not drinking them every day. I used to drink like 3 of these a day. Okay. I'm not drinking them every day, but I'm drinking them more than I maybe think that I should be. I don't feel like it's the best thing for you. But then I was like, I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke. I feel like there's worse things I could be doing. Drop your vices in the chat. How's everybody doing? It is February 27th, Friday. We're about to go into March. I thought it would be nice for us to all to come together and kind of debrief the month, set some intentions, chat about what's been coming up for people, talk about whatever you guys want, whatever will help you get clear and feel good going into the month. And yeah, I think that's what we'll do. You guys let me know how the month went for you. This year has seemed 100 years long. I don't know if it feels like that. I'm sure it does to everybody, but 100 years long. Like, I'm like, I can't believe it's only March. I feel like we've been in 2026 for 5 lifetimes. Diet Coke has me in a chokehold. I love a Diet Coke. I love a Diet Coke. That's always my go-to if we like go out. I'm like, I want a Diet Coke with extra ice, please. Yeah. Ooh, popcorn mint chip ice cream. Okay. Not together though, right? Is it together? Is that, or is that those are two separate ones? Mm. How did February go for you guys? I feel like I got a lot done. I've been really busy this last week, but I felt really good about it. And that kind of I was journaling and thinking about it this morning. Like the difference between when you're busy but it feels good. You guys ever felt like that where you're like, I have a lot going on, but I feel like I have it handled. I feel like I am killing it. I feel like everything's moving forward. And I like being busy. Like I have to keep telling myself that, but my brain is like, I'm so tired. There's so much to do. And I'm like, I'm not really that tired and I like being busy. And I feel like I've told myself that all month. And then I got to the end of the month and I was like, I do like being busy. Like I'm really happy. I'm really happy being busy. And I had a lot of interviews this week. I feel like I'm kind of finally recovered. I talked about what live was I on? I was on a lot of lives because we're getting ready for the boss bundle, so I did some bonus lives for them. And then just regular stuff, and I also did a lot of interviews. So I've been talking a lot. But I on some live stream somewhere, I told some story about like a horrific depressive episode I had. It might have been on office hours on this stream earlier this week. I feel like I'm just recovering from that, like thinking about what my capacity used to be and then what my capacity was when that happened and what my capacity is now. And I think too, like something that's important that I have to remind myself is like we're not supposed to be at 100% function 100% of the time. I think we have this idea, especially in our culture, like if we're slowing down or we're not getting as much done or we're not being as productive, like that's like bad and something's wrong and we need to work to fix it. But what I know about humans from being a human and being around a lot of humans is like our capacity fluctuates, right? So I'm curious, what was your guys' capacity this month and what were your thoughts about it? Mine were like, yeah, like I'm killing it. Like I'm getting so much done. I am really enjoying myself. I feel like I have a lot to do and a lot to figure out. There's a lot of pivots and things I want to make in life in business. but I'm very unattached to the timeline, which is not normal for me. That's not like my go-to. My go-to is like impatience. My go-to is like, why is this taking so long? Everything is slow. That's always kind of been my default state. But for whatever reason, this month I just felt like I'll figure it out when I figure it out. It's gonna work when it works. Like it's all gonna get to happen when it happens. I had some stuff planned. I wanted to launch an app and another thing, and all of it kind of got pushed back, which normally, I mean, I would have been fine with it eventually, but I think I would have normally had a more intense emotional experience to that than I did this month. I just feel very like chill. I just feel like it'll happen when it happens. It's going to work when it's going to work. We are not having the biggest month in my business right now, just to be transparent. Usually Q1 is a lot bigger for us than it is right now. Like I have that in my mind. I'm curious too, what's in the back of your guys' brains. That kind of lives in the back of my mind. Like, oh, the numbers are down. But I feel very like unfazed by it. Like I'm just like, oh, I'll figure out a way to bring it back up. We'll have to make some changes. I need more leads. I'm working on it. And it'll all come together. And I just feel like very surrendered right now, which is not normal. I am like a hold tight, like push hard kind of girl. Okay. So I am not like I don't have like a soft girl era. You guys seen that on Instagram? I'm like the opposite of that. Every time I see like soft girl entrepreneurship, I'm like, I've never fucking related to anything less in my life. I'm like, no, chill, do more all the time. Like, let's go. Let me read chat. Not necessarily together. I'm glad, Renee. Yeah, I don't know about popcorn and mint chip ice cream together. February felt very unanchored for me. I'm journaling to see if I can figure out why it felt so drifty compared to January. Yeah, anybody else feel like unanchored? It's funny you say that, Teal, because I definitely kind of feel the same way a little bit. Like I was saying, like I was busy and I was like enjoying being busy, but I wasn't necessarily, I think, as intentional. Probably because I was busy, I wasn't as intentional, I think, creating the experience I want to have. And for me, if I'm not setting intentions of like appreciating my life and enjoying my life and like enjoying the business and enjoying my clients and enjoying the everything that I get to do, I get in this mode of like, check it off the list, check it off the list, check it off the list. And that does feel good, right? But to me, it feels a little ungrounded, right? It feels a little unintentional. It feels a little and so that was kind of thinking about what I wanted to go into March. I really want to be more intentional with the experience I create. And I really want to zoom all the way in. I've been like really messing with this idea lately of like zooming all the way the fuck in on time. And what I mean by that is like I tend to like look in the future a lot and think about things that happened in the past a lot and think about big dreams that are like far away, and that stuff is all good. But I'm like, Faith, why don't you figure out like what you want to do today? It's like, what are you doing now? So I guess like zooming all the way in, to me, it feels like I've had this big picture vision that I've always been like very anchored and fixated on. And I'm kind of shifting that focus to like the now, right? It's like, what is that, like Eckhart Tolle or whatever has that book, like The Power of Now. I can't read a philosophy book to save my life. I have way too much ADHD for that, but I've heard it's very good. So I don't know. It's called The Power of Now, but it's about like staying in the moment, right? And just this idea of like being in the now. And I've just been zooming my energy all the way in on like today, like just figure out today, what do you want to do? Today, how do you want to show up? Today, who do you want to be? Like just go like really going like one day at a time. And then like even like hour by hour, that's been really helping me. I'm a dreamer. My brain loves to be like off in like fantasy world. Let's see. I've been focusing on my framework, so things feel solid about building on it. That's great, Janie. Is that like a framework you're teaching or like a framework, like a foundation thing you're building in your business? You guys are in the mastermind. I built like a really cool, lazy content system. If you don't have to like at all, but if you want to do Instagram and you want to do it in a way that is very sustainable in a half-ass way where you can get reach, I did that for you. It's in the group. And there's like 4 new GPTs that I made that I really like. So hopefully some people will mess with that. February is the best biz month ever. That's amazing, but not a great personal month. High highs, low lows. Damn, Haley, isn't that the truth? This sounds weird. I'm like almost like I don't want to say this because I don't want you to think I'm like diminishing your experience or something. But I find a lot of beauty in like the duality of life, and I find that you know what? I feel like we have this idea that it's like I'm gonna get over there and I'm gonna get the business goal, or I'm gonna get the whole house clean and start exercising, and I'm gonna do this and that, and I'm gonna have these things, and these things are gonna happen. I think we have this idea kind of all the time as humans, like it's better over there. I'll get over there and I'll feel better. It's better over there, right? And I just don't know that there's any over there. Like if all there is here, right? But I find what I was gonna say is I find a lot of beauty in the duality of life, in like the dark and the light. I think we romanticize like the future a lot, and I think there rarely is there like for me anyway, I feel like rarely is there a time where it's just like everything is great all the time. It's like even if everything is great and you're winning, I don't know, maybe you get a stomach ache, maybe you get gas, like maybe I don't know. Like it's like, there's no part we're gonna get to where it's like everything is done, everything is together. I feel like I know everything. I feel like I've done it. Like that's just like never gonna happen. And so I think it's like this idea of like yeah, with that duality, like when things are really good and really down, I think that can be a really difficult place to be. I do find a lot of beauty in the duality, but I also find it very intense to go like on that spectrum, like where you're like, I'm having like the best things in my life happen. Thinking about it, I've experienced this a lot as an entrepreneur also, where it's like I've had the best like, you know, time of my life in business and like everything is like working for me and going well for me over there, and like personally had just like the worst time ever. And I don't know, for me, for whatever reason, those things don't seem to line up. It's like it's either one or the other. But I think that is kind of the human experience. Like I think there's always like some good and some bad all the time, and I don't think that that's wrong. I do find it when it gets really intense like that, where it's like really high and really low, that can be really draining though. So definitely, if you're experiencing that, for sure, rest and like give your little nervous system a rest. I know we talked about that on the call recently, but it's that our nervous systems, I think when we're swinging like that, can get real fried and you can just kind of feel very overwhelmed. Um, Recovery from burnout can take a bit. Sometimes we jump back in too quickly. Oh yeah, I think that's so true, Janie. Right? Well, I think when we're burnt out, the whole time usually we're thinking, I should be doing more. I want to get better. Why am I better? Why am I burnt out? And so then it's like as soon as our nervous system starts recovering and we start feeling like back to ourselves, we try to go like all the way back to where we were, to like 100. And I think that can be difficult on our nervous system too, for sure. Lately, I've been feeling finally having fun in my business again. Yay! I love that. Back of my brain. What if I try this new thing and fail? Yeah, could happen, right? Could happen. It could happen, but I'm always like, you got to answer that question mark. It's like, what if you do fail? What if you do fail? And like, what does failure mean? Like, that's always one I'm interested in when I'm coaching. I'll always be like, wait, what do you mean by that? Like, you said this and that. Like, what do you mean by that? Because failure means like so many different things to a lot of us, right? And I try the best I can when I'm coaching, like, not to make assumptions, right? So if somebody says, I'm scared of failing, but I don't know what failure means to them, I don't know what they're talking about, right? So I'm like, that's why a lot of times you'll see me stop and I'll be like, what does that mean? Or like, what do you mean by failure? What does failure look like? Getting really clear on like, what would your version of failure look like in this case, right? And also like that this has helped me a lot is just like telling myself like I want to risk it. Like I understand what failure looks like. I understand like that I might have to live through the discomfort of failure or disappointing people or whatever it is that's coming up for you. And I want to risk it because the possible outcome and the good things I could get out of it are worth the risk of the pain of failure, right? I'm curious what you're up to though, Megan. Capacity was so, lots of virtual meetings. Things got pushed back, full steam ahead and ready for March. Yeah. How are you guys feeling going into March? How are you feeling going into March? And what I'm curious too from you guys, like what experience you want to create in March. I always think it's nice to like pause and just kind of like acknowledge time passing. I don't know if this is just because I have ADHD and I have like time blindness all the time, but I'm not very aware of time passing unless I make myself stop and think about it for a minute. And so I've really been liking at the end of the week and the end of the month to just kind of take not a long time, like just 5 minutes, and I'll just like write in my journal or I'll like go for a walk and just kind of close out that time. The other thing I've been thinking a lot about is just like that the past is done. I did a rant on this recently also, but I've been thinking about that a lot. Like the past doesn't exist anymore. I really love that idea of like it's fucking done. It's dead. It's over. The past is done. Like it's gone. The I don't I just feel I love a fresh start, right? I love like and I love that like there's nothing that can hold me back like from the past, right? That I'm like I feel like free. I feel very free from it. And I've been doing a lot of intentionally, I don't know, kind of I guess energetically really like closing the door on like past. And I'm like I just live here now. I'm in my house with my husband talking to you guys in the now. It's not a bad place to be. It's pretty good, right? My nervous system is fried. Oh no. Oh no, Angie, what are you going to do this month to take care of yourself? My business is in slow motion. Yeah, I think that happens, right? But I think, like I was saying earlier, like I'm just so unattached to the timeline lately and it feels really fucking good. I'm just like, I'm going to win again. And I just know that, I don't know. I just feel like I've been through so much this last like decade. I'm turning 40 this year, so I've also been reflecting a lot on the last decade. I'm going rafting in the Grand Canyon. Did I tell you guys that? I've always wanted to do it. So for my 40th birthday, we're doing like a 3-day camping, whitewater rafting trip in the Grand Canyon. And so I'm really excited about that. And then before we fly out, because you fly in and out of Vegas, so we're going to fly into Vegas, go to the canyon, raft, and then we're going to go back to Vegas. And before we fly out, we're going to like stay at the Bellagio and like go to like a fancy dinner and stuff. So I'm very excited about that. But I've been very like reflective. You guys get like that around like birthdays and like my birthday's not till May, but because it's my 40th, I think it feels like my birthday is the whole year. It's a big birthday, right? And so I've just been thinking about I've just been through a lot. I feel like it's not my first rodeo, right? And so I feel like when things are down or things are slow or things feel hard, I'm pretty willing to just kind of go with it these days because I know I did that like whole thing about like down is on the way to up the other day in office hours, but it's like yeah, down is on the way to up. Like I know like in the end, I just know in the end like I am going to get what I maybe not what I want, but I know I'll get what I'm supposed to like get out of this life. And that brings me a lot of comfort, right? This idea of like everything is how it is. It'll always be how it's supposed to be. And whatever experience like I'm supposed to have here, like in this body as Faith Mariah, like whatever that is going to be, because we don't know the future, that it will be right and it will be what's supposed to happen. I find a lot of like comfort in that and peace in that, right? And I still like feel like I have a lot of control over my own destiny. You guys know I'm like obsessed with goal setting and all this mindset and all this stuff. And I'm I'm so interested in like how your inside world can like change like the outside, right? Like I'm interested in like how your mindset affects the actions you take and how that can create a ripple and make your life look completely different, right? Because I think in my 20s, I just felt so stuck all the time, right? It was just like I couldn't feel like I was going forward. I felt like I knew I was like really unhappy. I knew I didn't like what I was doing. I felt like I had no options. I had a lot of evidence of how I had no options. I felt very like trapped in my like human experience. And going through this process of like deciding to start a business and like kind of slowly just taking these steps of like changing like my reality and my like life in a lot of ways. Dating, I like made a very conscious decision to date. Like I was like, I remember when I was dating, I was like, I only date exceptional men, and I only date men that treat me exceptionally well and that take exceptional care of everybody in their life. And I only date exceptional men. And that was like a decision I made, right? But it's like the part that's interesting to me is like I made that decision with my brain and my mind, and it completely transformed, first of all, my experience dating, because I was just like, I don't have time for nonsense. I only date exceptional men. Like that's the decision I made, right? And so it saved me a lot of grief that way. Men will waste your damn time, man. Let me tell you, men will waste your damn time when you're dating. But I was like, I only date exceptional men. That was the decision I made. It came from my brain, right? An idea in my head I had about the experience I want to have. And I made a decision about the experience I wanted to have dating, right? And it changed how I felt dating. It changed how I showed up on those days. It changed how I felt dating. It changed what I thought was possible. Like, and my whole experience like changed because of that decision. And who knows, like maybe I wouldn't have met Matt if I hadn't made that decision. And Matt's exceptional in every way. He really is. I mean, I married like way, way up, y'all. I really did. He's really amazing. And not that our relationship is perfect or anything like that, but as a human, I find him to be like, I like look up to him a lot. I think that's nice to have in a partner. I've never really had that. When I was younger, I dated a lot of people that I thought were kind of stupid. Anybody ever do that? I was just like, you're kind of dumb, but I guess we could date, I guess. I respect Matt a lot. I think he's like very exceptional. Yeah. Oh, Haley loves Las Vegas. That's so funny to me. I would not have thought that about you, but I love that. I haven't been to Vegas in a long time. I used to have this job. This is oh, here, let me put my tangent alert on. You guys want to hear about this weird job? I used to have a lot of weird jobs, but one of them, here, let me put the tangent alert up. One of the weird jobs that I had, I used to take European tourists on tours around the United States, cross country tours. So I'd pick them up in New York City and we would drive and do like, it was like a 2.5 week tour of North America. And we would go to all the national parks, which is why I wanted the job, because I was like doing a lot of like backpacking and stuff at that time. All I wanted to do was be outside. That's it. That's all I wanted. And so I got this job going to these different national parks, driving these tourists around. But one of the places we used to always go is Vegas. So I've been to Vegas a lot because of that job. But I haven't been probably since then. We got to do a lot of like, I don't know, it's kind of fun doing all the cheesy like tourist stuff everywhere you go too. So I've done like, we would always do like the helicopter on the strip, and we would do like the limo, and we would do like a little show, and the fountains at the Bellagio, and like we would do all that kind of stuff. And that was always really fun. I loved that part of the tour too. That's a fun area also, because if you like outside stuff, Zion National Park, which is incredible, and Grand Canyon and Vegas are all really close together. But one of my favorite days on tour would be, we would wake up in Zion National Park, we'd camp. So we'd be waking up camping, we would hike. It would still be dark out. You get up at like 5 in the morning, it's still dark out. And we hike up Angel's Landing, which is like really famous hike if you're into like national parks or hiking. But you go up, it's like Angel's Landing is like this peak in the middle of like a little canyon thing. It is a little terrifying, and I don't like heights. So that was always a little stressful. But it's like epic and beautiful. And so you do that in the morning, and then you get in the van, and then we drive to Vegas, and then we get into Vegas, and everybody kind of naps and showers and stuff, and then you go out to like a nice dinner. And I just always thought that was like, I was like, this is the best day. I was like, this is my favorite day. And it's funny, I'm kind of doing that for my birthday. So yeah, I was like, what an epic day. Like, I don't know, there is something really fun about Vegas. It's just kind of it's so unique and so over the top. I'm being pressured by my age a little bit. I feel like I'm running out of time to be successful. You know what, Calvin, you should look at you guys put in the chat. Can you guys think of any people that like found success later in life? Think about like musicians that maybe learned later. I used to follow this one of my friends and roommates was like obsessed with this band called Cat Power. It's like an indie rock band. We were like in our 20s. But I always thought it was interesting because the girl who was the lead singer of that band like didn't pick up a guitar or start playing till she was like 30 or 40 or something. Like she had never been musical. So don't know why, but that always like stayed in my brain. I think because I'm not musical and I always like wanted to be. And I was like, there's still time. I could be Cat Power. Who else? Who else? Are there any famous people that found success later in life? I know there are, but my brain's just not working right now. But I would like Google that. And if you could find what I would do, Calvin, is Google people that found success like older, like way older than you, like 50, 60 or something. And then find if they've done any podcast episodes like talking about that story. I think that could be really good for your brain, right? I just think like I think success when you're young would be so fucking boring. Like, you really want to be successful when you're young? I don't know. Maybe I'm biased because I was like a dirtbag loser in my 20s and I thought it was like I had a lot of fun. So I don't know. I, and I was like kind of always knew in my mind eventually I'd get my shit together and like, you know, be an adult and do all the things. But I'm like, it would have been so boring, I feel like, if I had found that, like, right away. I think the reason like, the amount of success I've found and, like, the amount of the things I've gotten to work in the business are so meaningful to me and feel so good are because it didn't happen necessarily, and I went a long time without having security, right? And so now I think the comfort I find in it is very meaningful to me, right? I'm interested, why do you think your brain is telling you that? That if I were coaching, that's my coach hat, but if I were coaching and that's what I would ask, I'd be like, why do you think your brain is telling you that? You know, brains are programmed, to seek pleasure, avoid pain, be comfortable, avoid discomfort, conserve energy. A lot of times they will tell stories that they think are useful, right? That they think are doing that in some way, right? So it's like when you tell yourself, I'm running out of time, what do you get out of? What do you get out of that? What does your brain think you get out of that? What does that do for you, right? And it doesn't have to be, I mean, brains are not always like necessarily super logical, right? But it's an interesting thing to kind of simmer on. Sometimes I'll do that with my brain. I'll be like, that's really interesting. Like I'm telling myself that story. Like, what do I get out of that? Like, why am I telling that story? Like, what does my brain think I get out of that? A lot of times it's stuff like, if you tell yourself, oh, it'll never work anyway, I'm a failure or something, right? What do you get out of that? Well, I don't have to try. I don't have to take a risk. I don't have to do any work. It's like, it's actually like really efficient. If you think about it, if you're a brain and your job is to conserve energy, that's actually like you're doing a pretty good job at it, right? Because you're like, everybody's going to laugh at you and it's going to be all the things we think, right? Whenever we do something outside of our comfort zone, everybody's going to think I'm stupid. Everybody's going to think I'm an idiot. Everybody's going to think I'm a loser, this and that, right? All that stuff. And it's like, it's so efficient, right? Because then I don't have to do the work. I don't have to try. I don't have to put myself out there. I don't have to manage my thoughts. I don't have to manage my emotions. I don't have to feel uncomfortable. And if you're a brain and your job is to conserve energy, avoid discomfort, seek pleasure, right? Those are its core jobs. It's like, it thinks, oh, I'm doing great. Our brains are like, I'm doing a great job. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Angie, you are so freaking sweet. It's been an honor to watch you grow and flourish over the years. It has been an honor to be here. Thank you so much. It's very sweet. Gosh, I almost cried was it this morning? I went and like Kelsey told me to go watch this summit. Let me find it. I'll tell you guys. If you want to do collabs and stuff online, there's a really cute summit. A bunch of my friends are in it. It is on School, but Kelsey was telling me it's from Bundles to Sales Summit. I wonder if I can share. Can I share a group link in here? I'll just put it in the chat in case anybody wants to check it out. From Bundles to Sales Summit. So it's about like collaborations and then doing sales. So that Kelsey was listening to it and telling me all these takeaways she was getting. And I was like, give me the link. I want to go listen to it. And then I went and like my friend Destiny is over there, Destiny Kopp, who I really love, and Sage Grayson, who I really love, and like a bunch of my kind of business friends are in it, which was cool. But they wrote a really nice post. Like the girl that's hosting it, Nicole's so sweet. She's like approved my post and she messaged me and she's like, "Oh my gosh, like you do so many bundles. Like I'm so like honored you're here." And I'm like, "Oh, that's really nice." And I thought that was so sweet of her to do that. And then I don't know, because I just feel like why would anybody care that I'm in their group, right? Like, I don't know. I know we do a lot of events and that's why, right? But it's just always funny when people are like, "Oh, like," and so then I went in the group and I was like, she made a post on the wall and all these people were commenting about how much they love our events. And I was like, that's so nice. I don't know. I've been emotional. You'll know. I'm surprised I haven't cried on one of these live streams yet. It'll happen for sure. I can't remember where I heard this, but one of the milestones of personal evolution is letting go of what you were not meant to have. Damn, that's hard to do though, isn't it? We like really think we know, don't we? We really think we know. We're like, this is how it's supposed to be. It's like the business is supposed to be growing this fast. I'm supposed to have this level of success at this age. I'm supposed to have this kind of relationship. I'm supposed to have this much money. We really fucking think we know, don't we? Yeah, I think for me it's been a I think that's part of it. Like I think that's a good point. I think the piece that I'm finding right now. Oh my gosh, there's a little bird. Can you guys see him? He's so floof. I wish I could show you guys him. He's like a big chunky floofy bird. I was gonna put the tangent alert up, but it's already up. I guess I can take it down now. The whole live stream is a tangent, right? I mean, it's my live stream. Well, yeah, letting go of what you're not meant to have. That's a good one for us all to think about. It's like, what's not for me? What's not for me? I think like deciding the timeline is just not for me. Like I'm not attached to things happening in a certain frame of time. I just know like that there's going to be great things ahead and there's going to be hard things ahead. And I want to honor my human experience by embracing all of it and just making the most of like my experience of being Faith Mariah in a human body here now, as much as I can. And I'm excited to see what happens. And I know like what is meant to be for me will be mine. I feel very certain that like my life is going to be good. I just don't see it really going any other way. I know there'll be hard things, like, and there'll be sad things, and there'll be like, there's going to be grief and loss and sickness and like all the things like, we deal with as humans. But I think overall I'm going to have a good life. And I don't think I've ever had certainty about that before. And so that is new and interesting. Also, my meds are working better, so that's good. Yay, Wellbutrin. You live in Las Vegas? What is it like to live in Las Vegas? I know it's not like the only parts I've been to Las Vegas are the Strip, and then what is that other part where the gold nugget is and the slide and with the ceiling? Old Vegas, but there's a name for it. It's whatever street. That's the only part I've been in Vegas, and I know that's not like where you guys hang out if you live there. What is it like living in Vegas? KFC guy didn't find success till he was older. Let's Google that. I'm gonna Google KFC guy. Did he not make chicken or something till he was older? I made my first piece of fried chicken. So it says, oh, Colonel Sanders. Yeah, I remember this. Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC, famously achieved massive success in his 60s after a lifetime of failed jobs. At age 65, while living on $105 a month Social Security check, he began driving across the U.S. to franchise his original recipe chicken, famously enduring 1,000 rejections before finding partners. This is a great story. Who put this in the chat? I love this. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was wanting. I mean, what a wild story, right? He began franchising KFC at age 62 and saw the business take off after 65. Before success, he worked as a railroad laborer, steamboat pilot, insurance salesman, and gas station operator. He used his first Social Security check to fund his dream of franchising his chicken recipe. I love this. It's like dream. This is a man and his chicken dream. I love this. He reportedly received 1,000 no's. By 1964, age 73, he sold his company for $2 million, about $20 million today, remaining a brand ambassador until his death at 90. Calvin, you've got so much time to make your own chicken franchise. Don't even worry about it. No, there's like stories like that I think are like really good. There's that book too, the It Cosmetic Girl book. I really like that book. It's there's part of me that is like a little bit annoyed by it because she talks about like how they were almost out of money and like they had like were down to their last money. And I understand like, you know, that's a risk and it's stressful, but I lived in like real fucking poverty, and like I don't like when people glamorize poverty. It's real triggering to me. And her husband both have like Ivy League degrees. So it's kind of like, yeah, you're gonna run out of money and then you would have just went and got a job. But I mean but she doesn't say, you know, they don't say that in the book. So I don't like that part about it. But the story is very inspirational because she gets rejected by all these makeup brands. And she wanted to use models that have like rosacea's and like skin issues because she developed the makeup for herself because she was an anchor on TV, but she had rosacea and it was really difficult to cover and you have all those lights. And so she made the It Cosmetic. I love that stuff. The It Cosmetic CC cream. I absolutely, if you don't like doing makeup, but you want like everything covered and you want to feel like nothing's on your face, that's like, it's like the best. I go through, yeah, that's like the only thing I use on my skin. But she made it so it would feel light and wouldn't look all cakey, but it would cover her rosacea. And she wanted to use models that had rosacea and had like skin issues and acne and things they wanted to cover. But at that time, you know, in like the 90s, early 90s or whatever, it was all about like aspirational marketing and the models all need to look like perfect and they all need to be like beautiful and like flawless. And like, so she got rejected over and over because they were like, that's not going to work for marketing and your whole brand shtick is like not going to work. And she got rejected from everywhere. And so she ended up on QVC of all places. And from there, like they ended up getting in all the stores, and then she sold the business for like $1 billion. Like literally, I think she sold it for $1 billion. Crazy. Vera Wang didn't even start designing dresses until her 40s. That's what I was trying to think about. Okay, you guys want to read Vera Wang's origin story? Vera Wang origin story. Vera Wang, I think she's famous for designing wedding dresses, right? Vera Wang launched her iconic bridal brand in 1990 at age 40 after a 17-year career as a magazine editor and a stint as a designer at Ralph Lauren. Frustrated by the lack of modern, sophisticated wedding gowns while planning her own wedding, she recognized the gap in the market and opened her first bridal boutique in New York City. Yeah, like never had been a real fashion designer till 40. It's so interesting. Right now she's like one of the most iconic, famous, I don't know that much about fashion, but I know who Vera Wang is, so she must be real famous, right? I'm like, if I've heard of her. I started late after 2 other careers and turning 50 this weekend. I'm still looking to grow, but glad I'm still at it. Yeah. Yeah. You're turning 50 this weekend? I did not know that. I thought we were like the same age. Do you guys see this little bird in here? I'm like, oh my gosh, he's really cute. I wish I could like take my camera and show you guys him. He's really, really cute. Yeah, I know. Rebecca does look amazing at 50. Everybody acknowledge how great Rebecca looks at 50. Like, I'm sorry. I'm like really blown away by that. What? I live in the suburbs near the mountains. I think Vegas is in a really cool area. Like, I think it's a great, I'm an outdoors. I like doing outdoorsy stuff. And so I'm in Florida right now because everyone I like love and care about is here or whatever. like my family, whatever, I guess. Everybody I love and care about is in Florida. And Matt has to do like a certain amount of years as an attorney. He's licensed to practice law in Florida. Once he practices law in Florida for a certain amount of years, he can get licenses in other states. But when you under your first like 5 years or whatever, you can't do that. So we're in Florida for the time being. But if we were going to move, I always think about what would be a good gateway city. And I actually think Las Vegas would be a good gateway city. Okay, let's get back on the rails. What do we want to call in for March? What's the vibe? What are we setting? What are we feeling? What are y'all feeling for March? What's the vibe for March? Part of me is like, I just want to feel, I love this like peaceful vibe I've been having lately. But I think I want to put some energy into like casting a vision again. I don't really have a clear vision of what I am doing or what I am trying to build right now, which is not usually the case. But I'm just like, I feel like I'm in a transitional phase, and maybe I won't know this month, but maybe the intention I'm setting is clarity. You know what I mean? It's like clarity of like, what do I want this next, especially in the business, like what do I want to build in the business in the next few years? Somebody said on the call they had been in the mastermind 6 years the other day. That really fucking threw me. Rebecca, can you believe that? You were there when I launched it too. Is that right? It is, because we launched it 2020 and it's 2026. So we've had the mastermind 6 years. How is that possible? What is happening? That really blew my mind to think about. I'm setting the intention that March will be the start of my own personal transformation into high-level CEO Haley. Ooh, I like that vibe. Yeah, what is like the next kind of level version of you do and think? That's kind of an interesting one to play with. Yeah. You know, I think for me, when I think about the next level for me, I get a lot done and I feel like satisfied, I guess, with the amount I'm producing and like achieving. But I want to like I want like more like moments, I think, of intentional joy. I think that's like what was missing for me this month, and what I would like to call in for March is like, and I'm just like in the mood for like something really miraculous to happen. I feel like this year overall, and maybe I'm projecting because I've been reading the news all day, but I have been taking a fast from the news, which I broke earlier. And I was like, let me obsess about everything happening in the world for an hour. But I feel like it's been kind of a heavy year and I'm just over it. I'm ready for like something really fucking good to happen. I'm like, wouldn't it be great? What would be great to happen? Let's do like a gratitude rampage. What would be really cool to happen in March? It would be so great if like all of us got some kind of fun opportunity. Wouldn't it be fun if we met somebody that you never thought you would meet and they gave you some kind of opportunity to like work with them or do something cool? Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it be fun if like, I know there's a lot of business owners on here. Wouldn't it be fun if like all our businesses just did so well this month? And I'm so fucking sick of everything being feeling so heavy in the news. Like, wouldn't it just be great if like people were fed and taken care of? Like, that would be so great. I just think like there's a lot of space for good things to happen. I feel like it's coming. I just do. And I'm not usually an optimistic person. So I feel like I'm right. Like if my negative brain feels optimistic, something good must happen. QVC guy rejected her and became her partner. They ended up selling to like L'Oreal or something, didn't they? I love her story. Oh yeah, HSN. That's what it was. Home Shopping Network. That's so funny. Yeah. I'm committed to March being the month I show up everywhere, so people in my niche can't help but see me showing up. Teal, go watch the video I put in the mastermind group earlier. I feel like maybe this is for you, this system I made, because it's a really easy way to have content going up all the time. I spend so much time on those GPTs, but I feel like they're good. Here's what I'll say. I feel like you're going to read the scripts and read the stuff it puts out and be like, I don't know if this is not like exactly what I would make, but I'm telling you, I really feel like confident that it's going to perform well for reach specifically, not for converting to sales, not for nurturing. It's only programmed to like get your content to go out into the algorithm world. And I don't know why I'm like this. I have a fucking million things to do this week. But then this week I was like, I want to do this like content system that I'm going to make. And I made 4 GPTs and I spent almost all day yesterday working on them and just researching like what's working, what do I think the algorithm's doing, what are like the patterns, like just really like nerding out. And then, ChatGPT is like, you gotta bully the shit out of that thing. Sometimes I'm like, ChatGPT is gonna take all our jobs and like it's so crazy and we have all this technology. And then other times I'm like, this is the stupidest shit on earth. Like this thing, like I knew exactly what I wanted it to do and I could not get it to do it consistently. It took me a very long time just to get them to like do what I wanted. But I feel like I bullied it into submission. I'm like, when I said I'm gonna do something, I'm like, I don't care if this fucking takes 3 hours. Like, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. 6 years. Yeah. How is that possible? I was batting around the idea with Kelsey about doing another in-person event, Rebecca. I don't know. It's been in my brain a little bit. Yeah. Happy birthday, Rebecca. Rebecca, you are the best. And I'm so grateful to you every day, truly. And I just feel like you have been such a major blessing in my life and in the community. So thank you so, so much, truly. And happy birthday to you because, yeah, I just think the world of you. And yeah, for sure. I just want to have fun. Yeah. Who's doing fun in March? Who's doing fun in March? I'm in the mood for like a big dream. I haven't had like a big dream that I've been like really focused on and excited on in a while. I've just been focusing on getting everything done for the things that I have now. I'm also like thinking about like I need to hand more stuff off. That's one of my intentions or like I guess goals for March. I have my hands in a lot of things that I either need to stop doing. I need to stop doing them or delegate them because I spend a lot of time lately doing things that are like, I don't know. Like it took me so long to edit the podcast the other day. I haven't edited one myself in so long. And I was like, why am I doing this? Like, why did I do this myself? And then Kelsey messaged me. She's like, you want me to edit the podcast? And I was like, yeah, I don't know why I didn't think like do that last week. But yes, I do want you to do it. Thank you. Feeling calm and creative for March. Lots of drawing to do. I've been debriefing daily since December, and I feel like I'm in a transition too. Yeah, right? So that's a great one, being in transition. I like the daily debrief stuff. How has that been going? I'm building this app, this planner app, and part of it is like daily intention setting and weekly planning and stuff. I'm really excited about it. I should have it up. I should have it up soon. I've just been really working on the bundle stuff. Okay, what else do we need to do before we get off stream? I'm calling in magic. I'm calling in miracles. I'm calling in the best birthday ever for Rebecca. Clarity for everybody. Peace. I'm calling in like a lot of peace. Calvin, I'm thinking about you. I'm calling in a lot of peace for you on your journey. What would it be like to have peace on your journey? What would it be like if it wasn't so hard? This is something I had to think about a lot. Is like, who would I be if my life wasn't a struggle? That was like a really huge thing for me because when the business started doing well, I realized that I was very attached to being down, like being the underdog. I was very attached to being somebody who struggled. I was very comfortable like in that kind of role of like a fighter kind of role. And it served me like well, I think, for a long time. But eventually I was like, that's not really like, I don't think it's really like the essence of who I am, right? I think it's just a defense mechanism. And I think like letting go of that was like, who would I be if I wasn't struggling? That was like a grappling. I spent like a year grappling with that, I think. It's so good. You'd be proud. Lindsay. Yeah. All right, y'all. Anybody else need to talk about anything? I feel good about this month. February's over. It's done. It's gone. Let go of what we need to let go of. Claim what's yours. Call what's for you. Don't be scared to call your shot either. There's something really powerful. I told my friend this. One of my like very very best friends that I grew up with since I was like very very young went through a very difficult like she was trying to get pregnant and they couldn't get pregnant, and then she had to do like IVF and all this stuff. And I told her, I was like, a lot of people are really too scared to like say what they want in life and just go after it. And I was like, I think that's like the most courageous way you could live your life, right? And for her, it's like the stakes are so high with that too, because she wants to be a mom so bad, and she is pregnant now, which is amazing, and she's doing great. She's doing me. Um, the stakes feel so high because it's like, she would have been so heartbroken. They could afford to do like one more round. And so it was really like, and every time you do it and you don't get pregnant, you're like paying out of pocket and they don't have a lot of money. It's like, I don't know, like $15,000 or $20,000 or something every like round of treatment they did. And so I was, she's so scared it wouldn't work. And I was like, this is like the most courageous thing I've ever seen. And I think there's something like really powerful about calling your shot. Like she decided, I want to be a mom. I'm telling everybody I want to be a mom. I'm going to do everything I can to try to get it. And if I don't get it, I will be devastated. Right? Like I'll be devastated. But she's like, I want to know I did everything I could. And I was like, there's something like so courageous about claiming what you want, about like, this is what I want to happen. Like, and if I have to be devastated, like I'm willing to do that. And yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot. So then it's like, well, what would my shot be, right? If I weren't scared to call my shot and I was willing to just be as devastated and as heartbroken, as ever if I didn't get it, like what would I call for myself and what would I claim for myself? It's been like an interesting thing to kind of sit with. So I'll leave you guys with that. Like, don't be scared to call your shot. Think about what is meant for you. Don't be scared to claim what's for you. Don't be scared to take risks. Like there's something like just so courageous about like risking like devastation, like, not even just disappointment, but just like, real like a real sense of loss. And so I think, and like I'm always saying, like once you're willing to do that, if you're willing to feel any feeling, like everything's on the table. If you're just like, I'm gonna call my shot and I'm willing to be fucking devastated over it if it doesn't happen, it's like you could do anything. It's like everything is available to you. Like that's the biggest hurdle is like our own mind trying to protect us, right? Our own mind trying to conserve energy, trying to keep us comfortable. Like that stuff is really wired in our brain. So that's it. Everybody call their shot, claim what's yours, move boldly, don't be scared to take risks. And let's do it. Let's make this a great, great month. I feel like there's a lot of good energy in the community. I feel like there's a lot of good things coming. I'm putting a lot of good energy just in like being kind and like our society and culture. I'm like, good things are coming. Like new leaders are coming. Like out of like down is on the way to up. Like this is all gonna everything, right? Everything is gonna turn around. Like the things that are hard will get easier, and the things that aren't working will work. And like everything, I love the idea of like everything can go my way, everything can be for good, everything is for good in the end. And I really feel it. I feel like something good is going to happen. I really do. And like I'm saying, I'm not an optimistic person. I'm always like, it's probably going to suck. That's why I'm so good at the like coaching mindset, I think, because my brain is like just naturally never been very positive. So that's that. How about I do my all and not be devastated? I like that too. I like that too. But it's okay to be devastated. I've got so much clarity on all the things that have been stopping me. Oh my gosh, yeah. That debrief stuff is really good. Do we need a word? Oh, do we need a word for March? Okay, let's do a word and then we'll go. I keep being like, let's go. Let's do a word and then we will go. I think my word is going to be possibility. I'm open to opportunity. I'm open to expansion. I'm open to clarity. I'm open possibility. That's my word. If you guys put your word in the chat, uh, I'm supposed to tell you the YouTube things. Subscribe, like, comment. I think that's it. It helps my little live stream channel, so I appreciate it. I'm gonna do a debrief on Friday. I had to kind of jam everything together because Matt and I are going to Mexico. Hopefully if everything is calm and chill. There was kind of a big uh, whatever, but hopefully everything is going to be fine where we're going. If everything is fine where we're going to be going to Mexico. So I had to like kind of jam my calendar weird this month, and we have the bundle. And I want to watch some stuff. So let me look at the calendar. I think I'm doing another one of these like on Friday. So my idea was like close out the month now, which we just did. It's closed. We're in possibility. We just did it. Yay. And then Friday, we'll just debrief the first week. So think about how do you want to show up in March? And then Friday, we'll do like a check-in and be like, how did it go? And then I have a bunch of office hours I put on my calendar too. So I will be live next week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, right here on the old YouTube channel. I'm excited about office hours. So these startup grounds, I'm just trying to keep like goal setting, like vibes. And then office hours, you guys can ask me whatever. I don't care. You can ask me anything. All business stuff, strategy stuff, whatever. We'll do all that. It's just like open office hours to talk about whatever. And then the following week after that is the bundle, which is going to be awesome. So I'm really excited. We've got a really good, this is going to be a really good month, I feel like, for our community. We have a lot of really good things for you guys. The bundle, Kelsey did such an amazing job with the bundle. It's like the stuff that is in there is like really, really, really amazing. You guys are going to be really happy. We got I don't know. I just feel really honored that the people that are in there wanted to even collaborate with us. And then we really have always tried to set a standard. You got to really give us something valuable. You got to really give us something we know you've tested, that we know works. And we've really tried to weed stuff out. And I feel like in the past, we've had to kind of wade through a lot of crap. But I feel like we've kind of positioned ourselves that way long enough for all the contributors that everybody just really stepped up. And we really set, Kelsey has really, gets all the credit, but has really set that standard and held it. And so when I looked at everything she had got, I was like, this is amazing. Oh, and it's Charlie's Gotcha Day. It's Charlie's anniversary, March 5th. I've had him 11 years, his 11-year dogversary. So March is going to be it can't be a bad month in Charlie's dogiversary. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let me know what your word is going to be for the month. Think about how you want to show up for March. We'll check in on Friday and you can let me know how it goes. And we can kind of do a reset, or we can set new intentions. We can do pep talk. We can do whatever you guys want. And I will see you guys then. Thanks so much for being here and hanging out and chatting. And I wish my little bird friend was here so we could say bye to him. But I will see you guys next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. I hope you guys